Hey guys, Brady here, and I just saw the How to Train Your Dragon live action remake. One thing I don't get about this movie that it had the DreamWorks animation logo in the beginning. This is not an animated movie. Yes, there's CGI dragons, but this is not an animated movie. This is a live action movie. Anyway, it should have opened up with like the regular DreamWorks logo. Um, but anyway, so this movie is a remake of the 2010 movie. I wasn't really too keen on seeing this movie because honestly, the trailer didn't blow me away. It just looked like it was going to be a shot for shot remake of the animated film. And that's exactly what it is. It's a shot for shot remake of the animated film. Not only is it a shot for shot remake of the animated film, it's also line for line pretty much. Maybe a few lines tweaked or added here and there. Also, a few scenes tweaked and added here and there as well. But it's basically a shot for shot remake of the animated movie. And that was uh, my fear walking into the movie that was just going to be the same movie, and I was right to have those thoughts because it's exactly what this movie is. So if you haven't seen the original How to Train Your Dragon, it's about this kid or teen named Hiccup who is a coward and doesn't want to fight dragons or kill dragons. He wants to he thinks that like there's much more to dragons than just like killing them and whatnot, and um he shoots down a night fury one day and goes to capture it and has a change of heart, and now he doesn't think he should be uh killing the dragons. He thinks they should like coexist and whatnot, and his father doesn't believe him and uh, thinks he's a betrayal to the family and whatnot. That he's not a Viking for doing the things he's doing with the dragons and all that. So it's literally the same, literally the same movie. Like I'll maybe not the recent Disney live action remakes, but like Alice in Wonderland, the 2010 movie, and the 1951 original are different movies. Scenes are different, dialogue is different, everything about the movie is different. Yes, it's the same Alice in Wonderland story, but it's not like it's a shot for shot remake of the animated movie. There was tons of like new stuff in the movie, stuff they did differently, and yeah, and I guess same with the Beauty and the Beast live action remake and also Dumbo. Speaking of Dumbo, Nico Parker, who is in Dumbo, is also in this movie. So she's in another live action remake, but this time it's not a Disney movie; it's a DreamWorks animated movie, and um, she was all right. Um, I kept thinking to myself, this is pretty much the animated movie just in live action. Like everything was just like maybe 90% of the movie is the same movie. Um, some of the shots in the movie were pretty cool. Um, I like the cinematography in this movie. Mainly the mainly the scenery when they're um, when Hiccup short first shoots down the Toothless, and he's walking around in the woods and walks through that creek and down that waterfall and whatnot. Those shots are beautiful. Probably the most beautiful shots in the movie. And that's it. That's all I gotta say. Um, I thought people did good in this movie. I liked Nick Frost's character. I liked that they had Gerard Butler come back as his father. But it's just if you want to watch How to Train Your Dragon, just watch the animated version. It's better. It's I think I think the casting in that movie is better as far as like I thought Jay Baruchel was a lot better Hiccup than the kid they had in this movie. not that he was bad, but I was just like imagining all the lines coming out of his mouth, being like, "Oh, it was better with Jay Baruchel saying it." Um, and You're gonna compare this movie to the original because it's literally a shot for shot remake of the original. Like, it can't escape that. Um, I think there's like a new character in this movie, and doesn't really do much. Also, there is tons of DI in this movie, but they explain it in a way that is passable to me. Um, they have like this line in the pretty early on in the movie where like all the Vikings are in like this room, and they're like, "Oh, you came from the Far East, blah blah blah. You saw dragons. You came from Africa or something like that." And so I like that they explained why the Vikings in this movie are black, Asian, and whatnot. I It's still kind of weird that they're Vikings. They don't explain why they came to Burke to be Vikings. They're just like, I guess, yeah, welcome, you're a Viking now. I wish they would have had I wish they would have explained why they came instead of just being like, you're from the Far East, you're from this, you're from that. I would have liked a better explanation, but at least they did their did their part in explaining why the cast is so diverse in this movie. Because when you're watching the movie and like the first 2 minutes you see a black Viking, it's just kind of jarring. Because if you know anything about Viking history, there's no black Vikings. There's also no Asian Vikings, but there are in this movie. But like I said, their explanation good enough, but I just wish they would have expanded upon that just a little bit to justify the diversity in this movie. Um, yeah. Also, this movie has what's his name, Peter Stanfranowicz, whatever. The guy from the guy that says what a bunch of a holes from Guardians of the Galaxy. He's in this movie, and so is Nick Frost. And I kept thinking to myself, like, why does that guy look so fucking familiar? And I see his name in the end credits. I was like, oh, it's Pete from Shaun of the Dead. Where's Simon Pegg? You got Nick Frost and you got Peter Safranowicz, but you don't got Simon Pegg in this movie. You could have had the trio, whatever. So that was pretty much what I was thinking throughout the entire movie. Where the hell is Simon Pegg? Um, Other than me also thinking that this is pretty much just the same fucking movie, just live action. Um, Dean DeBlois. Sorry, I'm not French. DeBlois, DeBlue, DeBlois, DeBlois. I don't know. It sounds like he has an idea for a second movie, and I hope it's just not another shot for shot remake of How to Train Your Dragon 2. I would like to see something different. And not only was the fact that it was going to be a shot for shot remake that bothered me, the thing that bothered me the most is that, like, yes, I get it. You want the dragons to look like their animated counterpart. I mean, it's already animated. They're already animated to begin with in this movie. But I just wish that we would have gotten like a more badass design because it's supposed to be live action. Like, I wish we would have gotten something like Smog or the dragons in the Dungeon and Dragon movie from a couple of years ago. I wish it would have gotten stuff like that instead of just like very cartoony looking dragons in this live action world. It just kind of it's live action, but it just kind of looks cartoony because the dragons look cartoony. So it just kind of felt like it didn't fit. Um, if that makes sense. So, uh, if you're curious to see this movie, go ahead, go see it. I'm not gonna stop you. But if I'm gonna watch How to Train Your Dragon, I'm probably gonna just watch the animated original again. Um, this movie didn't do enough to justify its existence, so I'm just gonna give it 2 out of 5 stars. Um, yeah. Also, one more thing, there was an interview with going back to the whole diversity thing. There was an interview with the director of the movie, who also directed the original How to Train Your Dragon and also directed the original Lilo and Stitch, along with Chris Sanders. I think he's also co-director of Lilo and Stitch. Anyway, um, he was saying like how uh, he was addressing the diversity in this movie, and it was like, oh, Vikings could be any race they want, blah blah blah. No, they can't. They're not Vikings then. Do you know what a Viking is? Um, I don't even. I don't think any Viking movie can top the Northman. That movie just did Vikings perfectly for me. I haven't seen a lot of Viking shit, but like the Northmen, great representation of what Vikings are, and that movie was fantastic. I love the Northmen. Um, so if you want to watch a live action Viking movie this weekend, watch the Northmen again. Oh wait, this movie comes out next week. Still, watch the Northmen again. It's a much better Viking story in live action form. If you want a more kid friendly Viking movie, watch the original How to Train Your Dragon. Do not watch this one.